we'll open up one of the robots we made on my channel, and then we came in here and textured it. So the cool thing about this is you can go down here, for example, to your smart materials or just your materials or something. If we want to do maybe a gold plated, let's just go in here to gold. And we'll take this, and I'm just going to drag this over as a material here. And because it's just kind of all over my object here, I can just have it gold, and there we go, it's gold. Or I can right-click this and do a add mask with color selection. I can go to pick a color, and because I baked out my material IDs, let's give them gold shoulders here. So now all those pieces are gold. I can also go through here. I can add a paint, and then if I want to, I can go with the paint selected. I can go into this mode here, and I can say, you know what? Every object that's separate, I can just go in here and just kind of tap it, and that'll make it gold as well. So I can give them these little gold bits if I want to. Then when I'm done, I go back to brush. And now I can go through here and you can see, oh, there's my thing. Now, if I wanted to do a key shot type render, I can hit this little button here, and that'll throw it into iRay. And now you're going to see, and hopefully this doesn't kill my OBS. Let me know if it kicks me out or something. So you can kind of back out here when it's done. All right, so we have them in an environment here, and I've got some stuff going on here that's a little bit intense maybe, but you can go here to your dome. If you don't want to see that environment or you want to change your environment, that's underneath this environment map here. So we change this. Man, I need to see what's going on here. Okay, so we don't need Houdini anymore. Like for some reason, it's Painter 2, ZBrush. Processes look okay. Okay, so if you go in here to the bus garage, you can change it to like whatever this is, Bonifacio here, and you kind of put them on some stairs here. If you want this lighting, but you don't want to see the dome or the environment here, we can go into our dome settings, and then we can change that to a clear color, and that'll just give us a dark gray. We can change that to maybe a little bit lighter, and we can also go down here if you want to make that reflectivity here. We can make that super shiny, and you can kind of see the reflection, and then the glossiness here, if you crank that up, that'll give it more of a mirror-like surface. So if you kind of tilt that camera down, you can kind of see what that's doing. Wait, or is that the opposite? Yeah, now we're kind of getting a little reflection there. So this is kind of a built-in type of key shot render here, and then you can go up here and you can render to whatever size you want. A lot of different settings in here. If we go out of that mode, this is where we kind of go in here. So let's say instead of gold here, I can just go into these gold properties here. You know what, let's just give it something simple. Let's say fabric rough. It'll make it really obvious here. So we'll go in here, drop a fabric rough in there. We'll kill that gold. And then for the fabric rough, we can just take that and add a mask with color selection, pick color. So now he has fabric here. So on this fabric, we can go to these fabric properties, and we can, it's using UV projection, which I auto UV this thing. Let's do triplanar, so that'll get rid of any seams that we had. And now we can kind of use UV scale to scale that up or down. So he's got like leather shoulder pad, or jeans shoulder pads here. Now let's say I want to wear these jeans to the metal that's underneath. Let's say it's just covered in jean fabric, right? So what I can do is I can do another fill layer here, and you can do the fill layer on the top or the bottom, doesn't really matter. And we can just put in like cobalt pure. Let's just drag that up there. Oh, you know what? We could just have that selected and click it, and that'll give it the properties. But cobalt pure is already named for us here. So I'm going to go right here. We're going to add black mask. And then just really quick, there's a ton of different ways to do this. You can go in here to your smart masks and just drag out a smart mask and get the edge wear. You can also go in here, add a generator, and then we'll choose like metal edge wear. And now it'll wear down those edges for me. So now it looks like it's wearing to anything underneath. And you can change that wear level if you need to. It's like, oh, I don't want that much, or I want a little bit more, or any other things that you want to do. And you can also change the cobalt stuff. So if we go here, we can make that a little darker and a little more rough. And now it's kind of wearing to a crappier material. You can also go in here to the height, if you turn that on, and you can say, I want it to bump in around there, or I want it to bump out around there. And you can also say, I only want it to show up. So let's do, okay, I'm going to add a mask with a color selection. I'm going to pick this one here. We can also put these into folders and do this as well, but we'll just go ahead and just do it here. And now it's confined to just this area, and then I can also go here to add a generator now, and we'll do the metal edge wear. And then on this metal edge wear, I can change this to multiply. And now it's only going to show up on the shoulder pads here. So when I turn that on and off, you're going to see, or only to where the fabric was, which I think the material ID also grabs some of his hand. So super easy. Then you can throw this in the IRA render, and it's really fun. Or you can also go in here, you can do a add a paint. And if you want to go in here manually and kind of clean this up a little bit, or kind of add a little bit of your own flavor, you go in here to brushes, dirt, or there's scratches stuff in here. Sandpaper, and we'll stick with dirt. And we can use the dirt brush, and we can just go in and just and we hit X to toggle that to black, and then you can just, I don't want it to wear here, but I want it to wear extra over here, like whatever. Cool beans. Yeah. Oh yeah, the shotgun tutorial. That's in the playlist here. This is just a speed modeling in ZBrush and then throwing it into Painter. And kind of what we did on the live stream, just taking these robots in here and doing that. Same process, only, so if you go here, you can see that speed modeling and texturing shotgun tutorial. We basically Mike, be quiet. We can go in here and we do a disclaimer saying, hey, if you're new to ZBrush, start elsewhere. And then we go through here and model it, and then we do game res and UVs, and we go in here and texture it. And like texturing was literally me talking about it 10 minutes, and if you're not talking about it, it might take you 6 or 7 minutes to just kind of do this really quickly. Easy peasy. Well, I use this approach in Substance over doing it all in ZBrush. Oh, hey, Yarv, thanks for showing up. It's basically, like I said, it's super non-destructive. So anything that's not going to change the silhouette of your model, I wouldn't do in ZBrush, because it's so much easier just to go in here and add, like I said, stitches, and then change the height and depth on the fly, the tiling, the color, the material properties. It's all done on the fly, and and it's much less destructive, because if I had stitches on my model and then I want to, and also you have to get a clean bake, because if you have stitches on your model and you bake it out and the bake doesn't quite grab all the stitches correctly because the normal or the cage that you have isn't perfect, this I don't have to worry about. I can just drop stitches in here all day long. It'll be perfect, and then I can go through there and make changes on the height on the fly, as opposed to, oh, I wish those stitches were a little less high. It's too bumpy. It's too much noise. Then I can bring it down just like that, and the art director can actually look at it while I do that if I want to, and he can dial it in himself. Or on the flip side, I'd have to go into ZBrush, go back into ZBrush, make the stitches less high, pray that it bakes a clean material ID for me or mask, and then rebake it, come back in, and then it's just it's too much.